That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about drama today. Specifically, a drama that I've been legally invested in, Mizkif versus Emi. It's been very fun to watch these two go to and fro and destroy each other on the internet, and I enjoy watching chaos and destruction. But specifically, I want to talk about what happened recently because a lot of the court documents have come out, and I spent all day reading them. I spent all day reading all the words, all the legibility, all the legalese. I've been seeing all the words, and he said this on live stream.
Emi responded to my claims that she obviously defamed me and lied about stalking and everything else. She responded last night after 4.5 months. It took her 4.5 months to respond. And her response was, Shunk describes exactly what happened to her, and although she defines it as a reasonable viewer would unquestionably understand that the term is her own description of what happened to her. The viewer is not left to guess as the nature of the assault based solely on the term sexual assault. She straight up says it right there. And no one will listen to me, bro. She says it right here. She says this right here. And no one will listen to me. It fucking sucks. It fucking sucks. No one listens, chat. It sucks. She says it right here. I just want my friends, man. I just want fucking friends. I hate this shit. It fucking sucks.
Now, I do feel sad that he lost all of his money. He's trying to get his money back from the lawsuit. He's alleging that, hey, I didn't do any SA. I did abuse my partner, yeah, but I didn't do anything crazy. She threw plushies at me. He even said that in the legal court documents. I'm going to read them later on stream, by the way. We'll go through those later. But right now, I want to focus on what he said there. That's very important. And I'd feel even sadder for him. I'd feel horrified. I feel like my stomach is having the rumblies if, and only if, He didn't admit to doing basically everything besides the essay. Literally everything besides the essay, because that's the most damning thing that he wants to get done. That's the defamation that he's suing for. Everything besides that, he actively admitted to.
But I'll say this as well. I have no problem admitting fault. The person that I was during that relationship, and I would say the Mizkif in Austin, Texas, is fucking disgusting. I hated myself. I hated this person that just sat there all day, stressed and angry and mad at the fucking world. I hated being this upset person because I know you are who you hang out with. And I definitely changed Emi in a lot of ways and made her very stressed as well. And mentally, the situations we were in, it just cataclysmed both of us. I was a very toxic person and I knew I needed to get out, so I broke up with her. Situations with poor taste to myself. I'm ashamed that the situations got so bad, but Emi was also violent. She would throw clothes or plushies at me, and I punched holes in the walls or slammed doors in aggression.
A little background for you so you can understand, catch yourself up to speed. The core of the drama began when Emiru publicly accused Mizkif of serious misconduct during a live stream in, oh my god, October 2025? She alleged a pattern of SA, emotional abuse, harassment, stalking, and threats. Now, the most important one for everybody is the SA. A lot of people don't care about emotional abuse. A lot of people don't care about harassment or stalking. A lot of people don't even care about threats. To be quite honest with you, the only thing people really harp on is that SA allegation. Now, a lot of people think, and this is very important, a lot of people think that if you are in a romantic relationship, that it is impossible to SA your partner. They say, you're in a relationship, who knows the confines, who knows if it's CNC, who knows, we can't really depend on that. But everything else we can kind of verify, but the SA is the most important thing. And people began to distance themselves from Mizkif because of the SA allegations. Now, This just destroyed. It immediately detonated across the streaming world because both creators had enormous followings and deep connections to the organization's OTK, One True King, which had already been surrounded by a bunch of controversies. It sucks. The network that once served as this big hub is just getting destroyed. It gets destroyed. Divided loyalties, public statements. It was a lot of internal chaos going on. It was bad. According to Emi's statements, The relationship involved controlling behavior, intimidation, the destruction of property. I'm trying to remember everything. Repeated attempts to contact her after she had tried to cut off communication. She described dozens of attempts to reach her and alleged threats aimed at damaging her reputation if she ever spoke publicly about the situation. Which is exactly what happened. It's exactly what happened. What she claimed was going to happen exactly is what Mizkif did, which is interesting. These claims repeatedly spread across the streaming ecosystem, triggered a flood of commentary streams, me, reaction videos, me, comment community debates, me, turned a private relationship meltdown into this big streamer scandal. Every creator with a platform and an opinion was compelled to address it. It took sides, took stake in a position. It was crazy. It was nuts. It was so nuts. It was crazy. It was horrifying. And now we have the court of public opinion. This legal stuff doesn't really matter. He just wants money because it's legal stuff. He's trying to get the money for illegal stuff. That's what matters to him the most. But what's more important to me is what's happening in the internals of the case. Keeping you up to date on everything, Mizkif responded publicly on stream, that's the thing I just showed you, and you saw what he said. We're both toxic. It was bad on both sides. She threw plushies at me. And then she was so dirty and emotionally distressed, she didn't take care of the bunny. And she admits to not taking care of the bunny they had. I had to change that bunny out because she was so emotionally drained. She was emotionally drained, brother, because you were abusing her. But we're not going to talk about that. And the legal side is crazy. We got Zach or Asmongold and the companies arguing that the accusations cause massive reputational financial damage to his career. Is crazy. It's disgusting. I love to see it. And I think it's just loss of income, business opportunities, and harm to his public image. I think that's what he's really trying to do. And he's smart too. He said it's been 4 months, so nobody really cares. But I do. I care. I care. I care a lot because now you're getting into my level of slight expertise. I was a pro bono lawyer assistant. That's right. I was a pro bono assistant. If you don't know what pro bono is, it's the free lawyers, the public defender that they give you. I worked on a lot of the cases because I did a lot of the paperwork. And I like reading through these paperworks because it's always so important, the specific language they use. What I've read in the court documents is very interesting. It basically describes the entire situation and the very specifics of everything and how the defendants are harping on the specific language used and how they are claiming that Mizkif was indeed abusive. So the statements weren't entirely false, and that it's a lot of legal gray area with that. The court filings described the collapse of the relationship and the online fallout surrounding the accusations. Mizkif's claims the allegations and commentary from other creators created coordinated reputational damage that led to financial losses and the breakdown of professional relationships. And that's true, actually. That's actually completely true. That is 100% true. Actually, a matter of fact, my video probably did it. I'm pretty sure Jamari and all these other slop channels, they probably caused this crazy domino effect. But here goes the most important thing for me, and I just want to say this right now. Why is nobody, and I mean, I haven't found many people, maybe there's like 5, maybe 3, I'm not sure, maybe 2. Nobody is defending Mizkif. Nobody is defending this person. As a matter of fact, people are coming out the woot saying, yeah, Mizkif has always been weird and he hates me and he's annoying to be around. I don't like him and he's the worst person. And it's so strange. And I'm not sure if it's a case of somebody's a little annoying and they finally found something to bring them down, or it's the fact that he's actually just a piece of garbage and nobody actually enjoys hanging out with him. I'm not quite sure. He views live streaming and content creation as I think it should be as a business. I don't know if he has any real life friends or people he can talk to. I have no clue. I don't know. But I do know is that nobody, and I mean nobody, is rushing to his aid saying, hey, Mizkif actually is a great man and I appreciate him and he's one of the greatest to ever do it. I haven't seen that at all. They had described him as loud, violent, ornery, narcissistic, evil, a vitriolic small little man that wants to be big but nobody cares about him. It's crazy. It's so crazy. It's so nuts. And the precise legal thing is, it's from he destroyed me to the defendant made false statements that cause immeasurable economic injury. It's very specific. It's so specific. And now we're with the internet. Kind of in a strange place because I'm watching 2 realities unfold at the same exact time. A lot of random people are saying, women who make false allegations are crazy. He admitted to basically everything but the SA. But you only care about the SA because that's the most important thing for you. Yeah, people would do false allegations of SA all the time. And I agree. That's 100% true. I appreciate that. I do. There's a whole thing. It's this slow machinery of the legal system grinding through claims, responses, evidence, while the public tries to decode which part of the story belonged to us. which us, what's the important part? This is so interesting to me. I love the oversect, the overcross, the overture. Guilty Gear 2 Overture is a great RTS strategy game. I enjoy the nonsense of what makes the entire situation so unsettling. It's between this parasocial entertainment, and then now we have actual real legal consequences because money's being involved. Twitch culture thrives on oversharing and emotional confession. That's what it is. This is going on. The platform encourages creators to treat their lives as content, to perform authenticity, to blur the boundary between private and persona, to do all these things to make us feel closer, to do everything in their power to be my best friend. You're my best friend. That's what it is. Courtrooms operate through documents and sworn statements and legal strategy. They don't care about subscriber counts or trending clips or whether someone cried on stream last night. No one cares. No one cares about that. That's all important. What matters is the actual legal thing about that. I am so interested in the debating, the speculating, the taking sides based on fragments of information filtered through countless biases. It's strange. And I'm trying my best not to have a explicit bias. I can acknowledge that Emmy was neglectful towards her animals and maybe threw things and maybe wasn't the best partner. I can acknowledge all of those things hundreds and hundreds of times over. She doesn't associate with the best people. I can grasp that. I can also say Mizkif, for some odd reason, has nobody defending him. So that must mean something. It's so interesting. It reminds me of, this is so specific. Remember Chibi Reviews? I don't know if you remember. He got cheated on by his fiance and his best friend. His best friend cheated on his best friend, lay with his fiance, right? And then he lost his entire friend group. Chibi lost his entire friend group when he was the one that got cheated on. That says a lot about your character. I have had multiple times where people have tried to drag me through the dirt and annihilate me and say I've done horrible, evil things. And guess what? I still had friends defend me. Right? I still had people go out of their way to say, no, he's not like that. He's doing great. People have gone out of their way to defend me, realistically, when I am not in the room. However, this is wildly different. It's so different. This is crazy. It's nuts. Anyway, I'm going to read these on stream later today. Hopefully you're there for the stream. I'm basically just going to stream, read them, and then collapse it into a video later, but right now I just want to get my thoughts out. So thank you so much for checking out my content. Let me know your thoughts about the Mizkif situation. If you think, what do you think? I want to know what you thought. So bye.
Good night, be my Laurel happy to try what you need. Your world, I love to live in it. I love the ride when you're free.